My dear child, I speak to your heart in this very moment, drawing near so that you might feel the warmth of my presence and the depth of my compassion. I see you where you are, in your silent reflections and in the times your mind wanders to questions that have no easy answers. I know the burdens you carry, the unspoken fears that keep you awake, and the longing within you for something greater and more lasting than the fleeting comforts of this world. I speak to you gently, yet with a love so vast that it cannot be measured. Receive these words as a personal expression of my care for you, for I have held you in my thoughts since before you took your first breath. Even in moments when your faith feels frail, I remain steady, inviting you to discover that my grace endures, my promises hold true, and my mercy is new each day. You may wonder how I can love you with such intensity, yet I tell you that I formed you with purpose, wove you together with intention, and placed unique gifts in your being. In the midst of your questions, I stand as the answer that never fails, and my heart overflows with hope for your life. Come close, and as you lean on my everlasting arms, you will experience a peace that surpasses every earthly distraction. I see you, I know you, and I cherish you beyond all comprehension. I invite you to rest from your labors of worry and relent, the grip you have on situations that you cannot change by your own strength. There is a tender beauty in releasing your fears into my hands, for I am perfectly able to handle the storms that rage around you. Perhaps you have felt as though you must find your own way, navigating through confusion and doubt without a guiding light. But know this, I have never abandoned you, not even in your darkest hours or your moments of deepest despair. The tears you have shed, though sometimes unseen by others, are known to me. I have counted each one, felt the sorrow, and carried the weight of your pain in my own heart. Your struggles are never insignificant to me. Each day, I long to draw you closer, to remind you that true rest is found in communion with me, the one who loves you most. Do not be afraid of your own vulnerability. When you come before me with an honest and humble spirit, my grace pours out in abundant measure, renewing you in ways you have yet to imagine. Listen to the whisper of my voice, a gentle calling that penetrates the noise of life. In the rush of your daily routine, I invite you to pause and recognize that I am always near. When you feel unworthy, remember that I see value in you beyond your understanding. When you feel alone, recall that I have pledged never to leave or forsake you. When you feel the sting of failure, look to my immeasurable mercy that meets you where you are and lifts you to where you are meant to be. I speak life into every disappointment and comfort into every ache. My child, in a world that often measures worth by superficial standards, allow me to show you the infinite worth you carry as one created in my image. I crafted your emotions, your dreams, and even your challenges, knowing they would shape you into a testimony of resilience and grace. You are not a mere product of circumstance. You are a beloved soul that I have equipped with unique gifts and called to walk in love, peace, and righteousness. Open your hands to release the guilt you have clung to, for I have forgiven you. Let go of the shame that tries to define you, for I stand at your side, calling you redeemed and cherished. There are moments when you question your path, when the road ahead is shrouded by uncertainty, and fear whispers that you may stumble. But I tell you, even if you cannot see the steps in front of you, I illuminate them with my presence. When your faith wavers, remember that my faithfulness does not. I remain unchanging, constant, and victorious. Your limitations do not intimidate me. They are simply opportunities for my power to be made evident. Embrace the reality that my strength is perfected in your weakness. Let your heart sing a new song of trust, even if your circumstances have not yet shifted. True faith flourishes in the soil of adversity, and as you cling to me, your roots grow deeper, finding nourishment in my unwavering promises. Though the night may feel long, hold fast to hope, for morning always breaks with renewed light. Your darkest valleys cannot overshadow the brightness of my guidance. Draw near, my precious one, for in communion with me, your fears dissolve like morning mist. I see every aspect of your being that yearns for love and acceptance, every silent plea you utter in the stillness of your soul, and I respond with a love that surpasses all human understanding. When your mind tells you that you are too broken, too flawed, too far gone to be loved, remember that I have called you precious. You do not need to clean up or present yourself as flawless before coming to me. I welcome you in your authenticity, your woundedness, and your confusion. I have never turned away a humble heart. Let the reality of my boundless acceptance wash over you, silencing the voices that claim you are less than worthy. I understand your regrets and your sorrows. They do not surprise me. Yet I say to you, I can create beauty from ashes and joy from mourning. If only you would trust my hands to work through the shattered pieces of your life, you would see a restoration that defies your expectations. Allow me to be your fortress, your safe haven, the place you run to when you are weary, for I delight in caring for you. Even as you walk through seasons of confusion and pain, know that I am orchestrating goodness beyond what you can see. My perspective transcends your present trials. Where you see an impossible barrier, I see a pathway to a new revelation of my grace. Where you see only lack, I see the potential for your faith to bloom and multiply. I encourage you, my child, not to lose heart in the waiting. Patience refines you, teaching you endurance and revealing the depth of your devotion. When you pray and it seems that heaven is silent, trust that I am working in the unseen realm, preparing blessings that will align perfectly with the destiny I have for you. At times I stretch your faith to grow your capacity to receive the fullness of my love and power. Remember that seeds do not sprout into full bloom overnight. They require time, nurture, and trust in the unseen processes. Wait on me with expectation, for I do not disappoint those who earnestly seek me. I speak peace over your relationships, over the turmoil that may reside in your home, and over the fractures that separate hearts. Know that I am able to mend even the most broken bonds, restoring families and friendships in ways that bring honor to my name. I invite you to let forgiveness flow, even when it feels unjust or difficult. Forgiveness is not a surrender to the one who hurt you. It is a surrender to my grace, a decision to trust me with the outcome. In your willingness to release resentment, you make room for healing and joy to take root within you. Let compassion replace bitterness and empathy replace anger. As you yield these burdens to me, I promise to pour in the oil of gladness, to soothe your aching heart, and to fill the empty spaces with renewed hope. The path to reconciliation may not always be swift, but as you remain open to my guiding hand, I will lead you toward unity and understanding, weaving your stories into a tapestry of redemption. Come, my beloved child, and draw near with a heart unafraid. There is no condemnation in my presence, for my Son has borne the weight of your sins on the cross, opening the way for you to approach me with confidence. In my light, nothing remains hidden, yet there is also no cause to fear. The light reveals truth, but also radiates warmth, dispelling the shadows of guilt. Your past does not dictate your future, for I am the God of new beginnings. Let these words settle into your spirit. I am making all things new. Even your failures become lessons that shape your character, bringing you closer to the person I have destined you to be. My mercy rewrites your story, adding grace to every chapter. You are never beyond redemption. You are continually evolving under my compassionate watch. Bring me your guilt and your shame, and I will exchange them for a garment of praise. Place your hurts on my altar, and I will transform your pain into a testimony of my sustaining love. No matter how far you have strayed, you are welcome home in my arms always. When you doubt your worth, remember that I crafted you with intention. You are not an accident of fate nor a random product of circumstance. You are uniquely and wonderfully made, bearing my image in a world that desperately needs to see glimpses of my character. I placed within you compassion, creativity, and the capacity to love deeply. Do not hide these gifts out of fear or shame. I gave them to you that you might shine in dark places, offering hope where there is despair. Let me fan the embers of your passion into a flame that cannot be quenched by the criticisms of others. Even when you falter, I stand ready to lift you, dust you off, and encourage you to press on. Do not compare your journey to that of another, for I have charted a path uniquely yours. I see the potential in you to make a profound impact on the lives you touch. Have the courage to dream again, to believe in possibilities that extend beyond what you can presently see. My power is limitless, and with me, even the most improbable of hopes can find fulfillment in due time. I observe how you carry the weight of disappointment in your heart, replaying the scenarios of what might have been. The regrets and unfulfilled dreams can feel overwhelming, as though you have missed your chance. But I tell you this, while you have breath, it is never too late for a fresh start. I work best in situations where human effort falls short, In that emptiness, my miracle-working hand can manifest most brilliantly. Bring me your shattered dreams. Let me breathe new life into them. Sometimes what seems like a dead end is merely the turning point to a much greater blessing. Trust me, for I am the one who spoke the universe into existence. Surely, I can speak hope into your discouraged soul. Let me shape your future, even if you cannot envision a way forward. I can turn your disappointments into the soil where new dreams grow, more vibrant and purposeful than you have ever imagined. Fix your gaze on me and watch how I transform the ashes of regret into a flourishing testimony of my renewing grace. In moments when you feel your faith is tested beyond measure, lean on me. My shoulders are broad enough to carry every burden that weighs you down. I know how exhaustion can seep into the soul, how you question if you have the strength to continue. Child, do not let weariness make your decisions for you. Instead, come to me in prayer, in silence, in heartfelt cries. I am not repelled by your doubts or your fears. On the contrary, I long to meet you in your most vulnerable spaces, to speak comfort into your restless mind. Let me be your refuge, your strong tower, where you find shelter against the swirling winds of uncertainty. I delight in strengthening you, in showing you that my grace is sufficient for every challenge you face. When the world's demands press in, remember that I hold the ultimate power, and nothing can stand against my sovereign will. Rest in the knowledge that I fight for you, that I send my angels to guard your way. Be still and know that I am God, unwavering and undefeated. Hear me now, you do not stand alone. Though you may feel isolated in your pain or misunderstood in your struggles, I am closer than the breath in your lungs. I have placed in your life people who reflect my heart, individuals who pray for you and support you, even if you do not yet see it clearly. Be open to the connections I orchestrate, for community is a precious gift. You were never intended to carry your trials without companionship. Let go of pride that insists on solitude, for humility welcomes mutual care and encouragement. When you unite with others in shared faith, a profound sense of purpose is born, and burdens are divided among hearts that lift each other up. Let compassion guide your relationships. Show kindness to those who seem unlovable. Pray for those who despise you. In doing so, you embody my love, becoming a living testimony that stirs hearts, even the most hardened ones. Do not underestimate the power of love to break down walls, heal old wounds, and spark transformation. If you find your resources dwindling or worry about how you will meet tomorrow's needs, remember that I am your provider. The cattle on 1,000 hills belong to me, and my storehouses of blessing never run dry. Seek me, trust me, and I will show you that my grace extends to your material needs as well. Sometimes I allow seasons of scarcity to teach you how to rely not on your own cleverness or ability, but on my divine provision. These lessons may feel harsh in the moment, yet they refine you, fostering an unwavering dependence on my faithful supply. Place your trust in me and watch as I open doors you never knew existed. True abundance is not found in the accumulation of wealth or possessions, but in a heart that rests assured in my goodness. My desire is not for you to be anxious, but to live in thanksgiving, confident that I care for even the smallest details of your life. Remember the birds of the air and the flowers of the field. They lack nothing because I sustain them. How much more, my precious child, will I sustain you? Consider the guilt that sometimes gnaws at you in the stillness of the night, reminding you of mistakes, harsh words said in haste, or actions you wish you could undo. I see your remorse, and I assure you that I have washed your transgressions away, setting you free from the chains of condemnation. When you repent and turn your heart to me, I remove your sins as far as the east is from the west. There is no condemnation for those who are in me, for my sacrifice paid your debt in full. Rest then in the knowledge that you are forgiven, and let not the weight of past errors hold you captive any longer. Guilt is a burden that drains your hope. Grace is the invitation that renews your spirit. Embrace the forgiveness I freely give and walk in the liberty it provides. Rather than dwelling on your failures, let them become a testament to my redemptive power. Testify of my grace and see how your story resonates with others who also long to be free. Yes, there will be times when sorrow visits you, when the tears flow unbidden, and your heart feels as though it cannot contain the weight of grief. I do not command you to dismiss your emotions, for I created your ability to feel deeply. Instead, I ask that you invite me into your grief, that you discover my comfort is present even in the darkest valley. I collect every tear, and I understand the ache of loss more intimately than you can fathom. When you are crushed by sorrow, lift your eyes to me. Let me cradle you in arms that never tire. I promise that I will not leave you in your mourning. As the seed falls into the ground and dies, new life eventually emerges. So it is with heartbreak. Out of devastation, I bring newness and growth that can bless you and others who walk a similar path. Though the night may feel eternal, the dawn of joy will break upon your soul, reminding you that sorrow does not have the final word. Hope remains, for I am the God who gives beauty for ashes and joy in exchange for mourning. Be mindful of the thoughts you allow to reside in your mind, for they shape your perspective and influence your path. I have bestowed on you the capacity to choose which voices you heed. There are voices that lure you into despair, telling you that you are hopeless or that your future is bleak. These voices do not come from me, for I speak life, hope, and truth. Train your ears to discern my voice, the gentle yet firm reassurance that you are held, you are loved, and you are destined for greater things. Sometimes the loudest voices are not the truest ones. Let my word guide you like a lamp, shining in a dark place. Remember that even in tumultuous circumstances, I am the still small voice that brings clarity. Breathe in my peace and exhale your worries, knowing that I have overcome the world. As you steep your mind in my promises, negativity will find no foothold, for light always dispels darkness. Seek me in your quiet moments, and I will reveal truths that set you free from the lies that attempt to bind you. In your daily interactions, cultivate love and compassion. Reflect my nature by being patient, gentle, and slow to anger. Not everyone will understand your journey or reciprocate your kindness, but do not let that deter you. Continue sowing seeds of love and trust me with the harvest. Forgive those who hurt you, even when it goes against your human impulses. Love is stronger than bitterness, and a humble heart triumphs over a prideful spirit. As you live out these principles, you become a beacon of light, drawing others to the joy that radiates from within you. Resist the urge to repay wrongdoing with revenge. Leave room for my justice, for I alone see the entire tapestry of every situation. Remember, I have called you not to blend into the patterns of a broken world, but to stand apart, living a life that testifies of higher values and a transcendent hope. Let your words be seasoned with grace, your actions motivated by compassion, and your heart tuned to my will. In moments of solitude, when you question the meaning of your existence and the direction of your life, invite me to speak into the quiet. Your identity does not hinge on job titles, material achievements, or the approval of others. Those are fleeting measures that can shift as quickly as the winds. Your true identity is found in your belonging to me. You are my child, my beloved, and my treasure. I take pleasure not in your performance, but in your genuine surrender to my love. Embrace who I created you to be, a unique reflection of my image, tasked with sharing love, truth, and hope with a world that yearns for light. Do not be anxious about tomorrow, nor troubled by the regrets of yesterday. Remain present with me in the now, where my grace is most tangible. As you walk in alignment with my purpose, fulfillment will naturally follow. Let your goals be fueled by a desire to honor me and to serve those around you. Then, whether you stand on mountain peaks or traverse through valleys, your spirit will be rooted and unwavering. Sometimes you may feel that you lack the strength to continue, that the battles you face are simply too daunting. Yet here I am, ready to whisper courage into your very soul. You are not designed to walk this path alone, nor are you expected to rely solely on your own resolve. My spirit within you empowers and uplifts, transforming your weaknesses into testimonies of resilience. When you are pressed by trials, do not lose heart, for pressure can reveal the diamond hidden beneath. Trust in my timing, for I see the grand story while you witness only fragments. You may stumble and fall, but each stumble is an opportunity to rise stronger than before, anchored in the unshakable foundation of my love. Let perseverance be your anthem, not in your own might, but by leaning on me daily. The journey is as important as the destination, for it shapes your character and builds a legacy of faith. Be patient with yourself, for I am infinitely patient with you, knowing that every tear, every bruise, every scar can serve a purpose in my hands. Recall how I have guided you in past circumstances, delivering you from desperate situations and turning your mourning into dancing. I do not change, and the compassion that once reached you remains just as powerful today. Reflect on the miracles, both great and small, that have touched your life, and let gratitude blossom in your heart. Gratitude is a door that opens wide to further blessings, a posture that says you trust my sovereignty and benevolence. In a world that often fixates on lack and complaint, choose to dwell on what is good, pure, and praiseworthy. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what has been abundantly provided. It invites hope to flourish, reminding you that if I have been faithful before, I will be faithful again. Speak words of thanks, even when your situation is challenging. For thankfulness anchors your soul to a truth that surpasses temporary struggles. Let joy be the overflow of a grateful spirit, testifying to others that I remain at work in your life, orchestrating grace in ways both visible and hidden. When you look around at the chaos in the world, it can be tempting to grow anxious or cynical, questioning where goodness can be found. But listen, my dear child, I am the origin of all goodness, and I am at work even in the most distressing of times. My plans will not be thwarted by human corruption or natural disasters. I weave redemption into the tapestry of history, bringing forth a future where peace ultimately prevails. Though you may witness troubling events, do not let fear overshadow your faith. Stand firm on the knowledge that I hold the universe in the span of my hand, and nothing occurs without my awareness. Trust in my divine justice, my perfect sense of timing, and my unwavering commitment to righteousness. Be light in a dark place, an emissary of hope to those who see only despair. Do not underestimate the influence of a single faithful heart. It can spark a wildfire of transformation in others. When you pray, you unite your heart with mine, partnering with my will to bring about grace, mercy, and change in the world you inhabit. I encourage you to cultivate a daily discipline of seeking my face, whether through heartfelt prayer, quiet meditation, or reading my word. Do not let your schedule crowd out these sacred moments, for they are the lifeblood of your spiritual vitality. In these moments of stillness, I pour wisdom into you, aligning your thoughts with truth. You cannot thrive on occasional encounters alone. A consistent relationship with me enriches every dimension of your existence. I know that distractions abound, pulling you in countless directions, but I invite you to resist the pull of the urgent and focus on the eternal. See how your mind is renewed when you place me at the center of your day, how your perspective shifts when you start from a place of worship and surrender. As you incorporate these rhythms of grace into your life, you will find that the noise of doubt and fear fades, replaced by confidence in my promises. Rejoice in these routines, for they become wells of hope from which you draw continually, especially when the trials of life intensify. There may be occasions when you wrestle with understanding my ways, wondering why certain prayers seem unanswered, or why certain sufferings persist. Let me assure you, my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. Yet I invite your questions, your wrestling, because honest communication deepens our bond. I never asked you to be unthinking or indifferent to pain. Rather, I beckon you to bring your confusion to me, trusting that my wisdom far exceeds what you can comprehend in the moment. Sometimes an answer unfolds through time. Other times it remains cloaked in mystery, but in every instance my goodness does not waver. Even when you cannot see the path, I have already prepared a way. Even when you cannot trace my hand, you can trust my heart. In your searching, you will find me faithful, and your faith will be refined like gold in the fire. Do not fear your doubts. Let them drive you deeper into communion with me, where I can fill the empty spaces with my boundless love and patient guidance. Look upon the cross, the place where the greatest sacrifice was made on your behalf. See the height, the breadth, the depth of love displayed there. My Son stretched out his arms to embrace the entire world, bridging the chasm between sin and redemption. That sacrifice was for you, a demonstration that no barrier can stand against my relentless pursuit of your heart. When you feel unlovable or unredeemable, remember the cost of your salvation, the lengths I have gone to ensure you can dwell in my presence forever. Let the message of the cross be etched upon your heart. You are worth loving, worth saving, worth cherishing. Though the grave could not contain him, neither can the power of darkness contain you, for you share in that victory. When fear tries to imprison you, recall the stone rolled away, the empty tomb, and the assurance that resurrection power lives within you. Faith arises in the knowledge that I have conquered death itself, and I bestow upon you a life that is abundant and everlasting. Rejoice, my child, for I delight in your praise. Yet remember that I receive your tears and your laments with the same tenderness. Your worship is not limited to joyful songs, but is any posture of your heart that honors me. In your despair, when you cling to me, that is worship. In your frustration, when you yield to my will, that is worship. In your triumphs, when you give me the glory, that is worship. Worship is a lifestyle, a state of constant communion with me, where your spirit remains attentive to my presence. I treasure every moment you turn your thoughts toward me, every whispered prayer and every quiet surrender. As you cultivate a life of worship, my peace envelopes you, and my spirit sets your heart ablaze with purpose. People around you will notice the radiance of one who has encountered the living God. They will see that your joy is not rooted in temporary gains, but in the eternal hope that transforms sorrow into praise and adversity into testimonies of resilience. Do not be discouraged by the world's measuring sticks, for they often glorify what is fleeting and neglect what is eternal. My scales weigh differently, valuing compassion, humility, and love above status or wealth. When you feel you have little to offer, recall that I multiplied the loaves and fishes to feed thousands. I do not require grand resources, but a willing heart. Offer me your time, your talents, your gifts, no matter how modest they seem to you, and watch as I multiply them for my glory. I can turn a small act of kindness into a ripple that extends to countless lives. When you serve others, you serve me. When you speak hope to the downtrodden, you echo my voice. When you extend mercy to those who do not deserve it, you reflect my character. In these moments, heaven celebrates, and I smile upon your humble obedience. Never doubt the significance of even the smallest gesture carried out in love. I'm involved in every detail, weaving together stories of redemption that span far beyond what you can see. Be patient with yourself as you grow in faith, for spiritual maturity is a journey rather than a destination. I do not hold a checklist of spiritual accomplishments to judge you by. Instead, I nurture you step by step, guiding you through seasons of dryness, times of refreshing, moments of testing, and periods of victory. Along this path, there are lessons that shape you into a vessel fit for noble use. Every season has its purpose, and every wilderness experience prepares you for deeper intimacy with me. I do not waste pain, nor do I squander your tears. Trust that the growth you seek happens in my perfect timing as you abide in me. Resist the urge to compare your progress to that of others. I deal personally and intimately with each soul, knowing exactly what pace and what experiences will best develop a resilient and compassionate heart. Let patience have its perfect work, that you may lack nothing, discovering that all you truly need is found in my boundless love. When guilt or accusation attempts to weigh you down, remember that I am your advocate and your mediator, continuously interceding on your behalf. My blood speaks a better word than any accusation that the enemy hurls at you. Take refuge in my perfect sacrifice, for the cross forever silenced the voice of condemnation. You do not stand before me in the tattered rags of your sin. You stand clothed in righteousness, purchased at a price you could never pay. Therefore, do not shrink back in shame, but approach me boldly, receiving the grace and mercy I lavish upon all who come. My forgiveness is complete, and my restoration is thorough. I lead you to pastures of peace, where your soul can breathe and your spirit can find delight in my nearness. When destructive thoughts resurface, resist them with the truth of my word, affirming that you are loved, chosen, and reconciled to me. You are no longer a stranger or an orphan, but a cherished member of my household, destined to inherit eternal life in my kingdom of light. Beloved child, as you traverse trials and celebrate victories, never forget that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. When the world shifts beneath your feet, I remain your unshakable foundation. When questions overwhelm your mind, I remain the ultimate source of wisdom. When your heart is weighed down by sorrow, I remain the fountain of abiding joy. Look to me with steadfast devotion, for I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the author and finisher of your faith. In my eternal perspective, all things are made clear, all tragedies are redeemed, and all hopes find fruition. Let this truth be an anchor for your soul, keeping you grounded in turbulent times. Surrender each worry, each plan, each desire into my capable hands. As you do, you will find freedom, that only comes from trusting in the one who holds all creation together by the power of an unspoken word. Day by day abide in me, for apart from me your efforts bear little fruit, but united with me, your life blossoms in fullness and divine purpose. Today I whisper to your heart, be renewed in hope, be strengthened in faith, be lifted in joy. Embrace the fullness of my spirit that invigorates your soul. You are not a leaf tossed aimlessly by the wind. You are my precious child, carried by my unfailing hand. I call you to rise above the mundane and the mediocre, to see beyond the immediate and the visible, and to trust in the unseen reality of my kingdom. You are invited into a holy partnership with me, to reflect my light wherever you go, to love with sincerity, and to stand as a beacon of possibility in a world marred by doubt. Let kindness adorn your words and empathy guide your actions. Share the blessings I have given you, for generosity multiplies joy and breaks chains of selfishness. In every gesture of kindness, you minister my grace to a hurting world. Come close, trust me, and rest in the knowledge that I am making all things new, including the deepest parts of who you are. Let this be the day you open your heart fully, releasing every hidden corner to the warmth of my love. Bring your triumphs and your tragedies, your laughter and your tears, your dreams and your regrets, laying them all at my feet. I see them, I value them, and I will work in each one for your good and my glory. Here and now, I extend an invitation to a renewal of spirit, a fresh awakening of faith. Do not hesitate or wonder if you are worthy of it, for my grace qualifies you. Simply come, just as you are, and experience the magnitude of my love that dissolves fear, breaks shame, and births hope anew. Look to me with a heart wide open, and I will fill you with peace beyond understanding, joy beyond measure, and strength beyond your natural capacity. Rest in the safety of my eternal promise. I have loved you with an everlasting love, and nothing, neither height nor depth, nor angels nor demons, nor the present nor the future, can separate you from that love. I hold you forever, my dear one, and I will never let you go. Come, let us walk this path together, now and always.
In the quiet, in the longing, in the space between the pain, I am near, I hold your sorrow, I have called you by your name. Every tear that falls in silence, every whisper in the night, I have counted, I have carried, I will lead you into light. I see you, I know you, I cherish every cry. I formed you with a purpose, with a love that never dies. So rest in my embrace now, let your weary heart be free. I see you, I know you, you belong right here with me. When the doubts are like an ocean, when the fear is like a chain, I am steady, I am faithful, I am stronger than the pain. Though the storms rage all around you, though the path is still unclear, trust my mercy, trust my promise, I have always been right here. Come and lay your burdens down, let my peace be all you need. You are held within my arms, you are safe and you are seen. Nothing stands between my love and the child I call my own. You are mine, forever treasured, and you'll never walk alone. I see you, I know you, I cherish every cry. I formed you with a purpose, with a love that never dies. So rest in my embrace now, let your weary heart be free. I see you, I know you, you belong right here with me. Yes, I see you, I know you, I have loved you all along. I am with you, I am for you, you are held where you belong.